They be like, ho, what up? What you doing?
My sophomore year come and go. And I feel like I'm this big shot, 5'2", 125 pounds, playing varsity football like I'm the guy. And it's the end of the season, and I'm sitting in my living room. It's my dad, my brother, my mom, and my mentor, and we're watching two of the best teams in the country, y'all. Long Beach Poly versus De La Salle. And for those of you that don't really follow high school sports, it's two of the best teams in the country, in the world, and it's high school football. And I remember when the starting running back for Long Beach Poly for De La Salle ran out, I had never seen anything like it. Like, this guy was 5'5", just like me. He was a sophomore just like me, but he didn't look like me. Like, dog, this dude's legs was the size of my torso. Like, he looked like he was ready for the NFL that game. I had never seen anything like it. And I remember immediately as the game started, my mentor would start looking at me out the corner of his eye every play. And this kid was magical. Let me tell you, as good as I thought I was, this kid, sophomore, 5'5", just like me, was special. And every time he got the ball, it was magical. So we watch this kid, right? He gets the rock, and he does something crazy, scores a touchdown. And I remember my mentor looking at me kind of like, you see that? Next possession, he gets the ball, does something crazy again. My mentor starts looking at me a little bit more. And now I could feel the shift in the living room, and the attention is starting to come towards me. And I remember getting a little emotional, like, why is everybody looking at me? Like, I'm a starting varsity player as a sophomore. Why is everybody sizing me up, comparing me against him? And then this kid gets the ball again, does something crazy, and then does a front flip in the end zone. And my mentor can't take it anymore. He gets up out of his seat, and he's like, Ferg, what is this dude doing that you're not doing? Like, you out here talking about you trying to go for greatness, that you want to be legendary, that you want to retire your mama. This kid is your height, your grade, and he's doing something different. And as the game goes on, my mentor starts saying crazy stuff like, man, you should be running home from school in your shoulder pads after practice. And I'm like, man, I live 13 miles away. This dude is out of his mind. And then he starts saying stuff like, man, you should be waking up before school to run sand dunes before class. And I'm like, I ain't even got my L's yet. Like, what is he talking about? And then he starts saying crazy stuff like, man, you should be pushing a tire down the street with your forehead. And everybody's laughing. The joke is on me. Here I am thinking I'm some big shot. And now the energy in the room has shifted towards me. And then I get emotional. And I sit back and I'm like, man, there's some truth in that. Like, when you really, really want to go for greatness, when you really, and you're committed to going after your passion and not just going through the motions, but you've committed to excellence and you want your dreams to come true, you got to do something different. So guess what I did? I did something different. I started running home from school in my shoulder pads after practice, after conditioning drills. I started waking up in the morning before school to run sand dunes, 4:30 in the morning. Only people that were awake at that time was me and Michael Jordan. Facts. Like, listen to me. I learned that day when I was in my feelings, sitting in my living room, that there's two ways you can go. You could be obsessed, or you could be average. You could be obsessed, or you could be average. If you're okay with being average, and you're okay with going through the motions, it's okay. I'm on this side, though. I'm tapped in. I tapped into that inner dog. That dog. Like, I made a commitment that day to my dreams and my future and that picture that I've been looking at for the last 3 years, 4 years. Like, I made a commitment that day that I'm going to be obsessed. What you think happened next season? Man, 30 touchdowns, 3,000 all-purpose yards as a junior, y'all. Like, listen to me. I like it, right?